Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is another new day, Thursday, July 27, 2017. Today on the Mike Prince Show, we will talk about the new TV deal with Texas Southern University. You'll hear directly from the Vice President of Intercollegiate Athletics, Mr. or should I say, Dr. Charles McCullough. The Hamlin State Tigers set to show off their upgrades on their new stadium, and a whole lot more right here on the Mike Prince Show, a variety talk show that is designed to give you more than what you bargained for. We do talk about everything from A to Z, in and out, up and down, but we do mostly focus on the world of athletics and all that it would have to offer. Hello to one and all. Hope that you are off to a great day. We are on weekend eve, if you allow me to say it that way, as we get ready for the MEAC Media Day, which will be on tomorrow in Norfolk, Virginia. We'll be there live at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Have to make sure I get my times right on that because I'm always thrown off. But it'll be 9 a.m. Eastern Time, which will be 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. So you got to get up early if you want to hear it live, but we will be recording and bringing it back through our website at obnradio.com. Don't forget our low-tech app. It is simply locking in the phone number 605-477-5066. We got a lot in store for you on today. We got to take a quick break. We'll hear from Dr. Charles McCullough himself from Texas Southern University to talk about the latest and the greatest TV deal that was with AT&T Sports Network, formerly known as Root Network. Keep it where you got it. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm LaTanya Chapel. I am a proud graduate of Prairie View A&M University. I am the local agent for Farmers Insurance here in Hempstead, Texas, waiting to handle your insurance needs. Here at the Chapel Agency, we offer affordable and reliable insurance for your auto, home, life, or business all across Texas. We believe in taking care of our customers like family. We will help you find the right combination of personalized insurance coverage at just the right price to fit your needs. So come on down and meet our friendly staff or give us a call at 979-826-3026. Again, 979-826-3026.
Are you looking for an affordable way to increase your business? Let the Open Mic Broadcast Network lead the way. For a customized, affordable ad campaign, call 832-213-8824.
The Open Mic Broadcast Network is a community-based radio station that was established in 2002. We have been dedicated to local, regional, and community programming with coverage for high school, collegiate sports, ministries, and information. Our goal is to provide quality, productive, and positive programming that reflects the community that we serve. Visit our website, ktorradio.com and obnradio.com.
And welcome back to the Radio Guy, Dr. Mike Prince and the Mike Prince Show, right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, coming to you each and every day, Monday through Friday, on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We are so glad to be a part of this wonderful conference that we call the Southwest Athletic Conference. Just got word fresh off the press that the Texas Southern Tigers have renewed their TV contract, which was formerly a group called Root. They have now been taken over by AT&T Sports Network, and it's going to be a 5-game renewal contract. Of course, that Labor Day Classic between the Prairie View A&M University Panthers and the Texas Southern Jaguars will be played downtown at BBVA Compass Stadium, and that game will be featured on the new AT&T network. And Dr. Charles McCullin was quoted as saying, "We look forward to the continued relationship and the partnership with the AT&T Sportsnet." And it is a great look for the Tigers, as the Dr. McClendon was able to break down some pros and cons of the overall deal, and I believe he was very candid with us about that approach. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to cut away and get into our conversation alone with Dr. Charles McCullin and the new TV deal and some other things that I think would be rather interesting from the Vice President of Intercollegiate Athletics. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a very special phone call that we have lined up here for the Mike Prince Show and the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We have been fortunate enough to track down a very busy man, a man on the move, and that is none other than President of Intercollegiate Athletics, Dr. Charles McCullin. How you doing, sir?
Hey, doing fine, Mike, and appreciate you having me on your show.
Oh, no problem at all. We are gracious for you and your acceptance of this. The reason that we're reaching out to you right now, the ink has just literally dried on your new television deal with now the AT&T network, which is formerly known as Root. And we want to touch bases with you and explain how everything came to be and what is the future of Texas Southern football and the broadcast.
Well, we're extremely excited about being able to continue our relationship, switching from Root Sports to AT&T Sportsnet. It gives us a platform that we feel that no other school in our conference, and realistically, many other schools in this region do not have. If you have AT&T or DirecTV and you subscribe to the sports package, you can see Texas Southern home football games wherever you want to, whether it's on your tablet, whether it's on the TV screen. So this really puts Texas Southern in a very good position to be able to be seen on a national and on a regional basis. And, it kind of coincides with our ability to be able to help improve our program. And when you bring in a top-quality coach like we have in Coach Haywood and started to build that program, television is something that those student-athletes want. So when we're at home in Houston, Texas, at our home stadium, BBVA, we can bring exciting Tiger football. But in addition to that, we have a process now where we're going to be able to implement instant replay. A lot of people don't know that, but on a trial basis, those institutions that have the ability to have instant replay will be able to utilize that capability this year. So it's actually not only going to enhance the fan to be able to watch it on TV, but it will also enhance the game to give that backup to make sure that the calls are actually going the way that they're supposed to be going. So we're extremely excited about the partnership, and we think that it's going to propel our athletics program to even greater heights.
Now, you made mention of the instant replays, and when we spoke with the commissioner during the SWAC Media Day, he made mention that part of the revenue distribution or redistribution from the lack of the championship game would go to help aid those schools who are otherwise not going to be fortunate enough fund-wise to get that instant replay. So you guys are going to kind of be leading the charge on this instant replay that will be soon covering the entire league. Is that what I'm hearing correctly?
Well, there are other schools, and, we've been trying to get instant replay in the Southwestern Athletic Conference now for at least 5 years. So there are more schools that have capability than there are schools that do not have capability. And we did not want to wait an additional year for us to be able to implement it, so we voted. And this actually came out of the athletic directors in the Senior Woman Administrators meeting to implement it on a trial basis. So those schools that have the capability will be able to do it. Those that don't are not required, but it gives us a year to be able to test to see what's needed, how many cameras, the camera angles. And then if the conference office makes that decision where they're going to assist the schools that don't have the technological capability to do it, then, we're all in for it. But for our games to be on AT&T Sportsnet high definition, we have over 12 cameras. We have the capability of having instant replay because we do it every play. We do it on television. We do it on the jumbo screen. Only makes sense for the officials to be able to get involved in that process as well.
Right now we're speaking with the president of Intercollegiate Athletics, Dr. Charles McCullen.
Vice President.
I'm sorry, Vice President. I'm not trying to get you ahead or something. I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't want to put any X's on your back, sir. Now, just like anything else, whenever something positive happens, you're going to have your naysayers. Now, you got I call it the old school regime that says that part of the problem is that I don't want to go to the game if I can watch it on the cable networks. What's your response to that?
Well, we've been on TV now for the last 5 years. We started with Bounce TV, and then we moved to Comcast, and then we moved to Root, and now we're at AT&T Sports. And we've actually seen our attendance go up. We feel, quite frankly, that our overall level of attendance is predicated on the overall level of competitiveness of our football team. To be able to sit in your house and watch the game, hopefully it gives you that same sense that when you sit and watch all the other games on television, that I want to go, I want to be a part of the environment, I want to be a part of the atmosphere. But quite frankly, for us, it's a major revenue generator because we have over 17 now sponsors, and those sponsors want television. So we're able to generate a significant amount of resources by having our games on television. So it's not just a fan coming to watch the game, but it's sponsors wanting to be attached to Texas Southern football and then have their commercials run so those that are watching can see it. So, I mean, it's benefits on both sides. Yes, we probably are losing some individuals coming to the game and would rather watch it on television, but we're picking up that revenue on the other side by sponsors coming in, wanting those people watching the game to solicit and partake in their product that they're selling.
So the bottom line is the bottom line.
Yeah, it's always about money, Mike. It's always about
well, hey, you play to win the games, and you're in business to create revenue because that's why it is dubbed as a revenue sport. Now, absolutely. I would be remiss not to have you here being the vice president of Intercollegiate Athletics if we don't mention, I've been dubbing this as the pre-SWAC MEAC Challenge, and that taking on the FAMU Rattlers August 26th, which happens to be before a pretty big game. We won't mention that game just yet because there's going to be an annual event for that, and we'll say that for a little bit later on. But what does that signify about making a move such as this and the things that Coach Haywood is bringing to the forefront now for Tiger football?
Well, you know, we always want to be on the cutting edge. We always want to do things a little differently. You know, 3 years ago we had the opportunity to take the team to the Bahamas to play in a bowl in the Bahamas. When we saw the opportunity to be able to play on week 0, which is something that we've always wanted to do, you know, playing Prairie View on the opening weekend always causes challenges. So this was an opportunity for us to play a game before Prairie View without disrupting the Labor Day Classic. So we jumped at that opportunity, and to be able to renew a rivalry against a MEAC foe, but a team as prevalent as Florida A&M was an opportunity that we could not pass up. So Coach Haywood is going to have the opportunity to get his troops out there, real live action in a game that's going to count, a game that's going to be nationally televised, and that game is going to be televised on ESPN. You know, to get our guys out there in a highly competitive game, a game in which we think is going to help prepare us to come in and take on our crosstown foe, Prairie View, and we think that it's going to serve double dividends for us. Somehow, if we can come out of that Florida A&M game with a win, I'm not guaranteeing, not saying that we are or we will, but if we can come out with a win, but also come out having ironed through a lot of the kinks that you have to iron through in that first game, we think that we'll have a much more competitive team to put on the field when it comes to the Labor Day Classic. And at the end of the game, I think we both know, when I say both Prairie View and Texas Southern know, that game is critically important. Whoever wins that game kind of sets themselves up to do great things, and whoever loses puts themselves behind the 8 ball and always in a catch-up mode that early in the season. So we looked at it as a beneficial game, one that really was going to help us get ready for Prairie View. So our camp opens up this week. We get an opportunity to come in a week earlier than what we normally do. So Coach Haywood and his staff will accept all of the players. I think they'll touch foot on campus on Friday for camp to open. So we're excited about the opportunity. We're excited about the game. But make no mistake about it, Mike, it's all done to help prepare to play Prairie View on Labor Day weekend.
Absolutely. The game itself, and for those who may be listening who have never experienced a Prairie View Texas Southern game, I know they talk about Michigan, Ohio State, Texas A&M, even though they're not playing anymore, but they're talking about revisiting that old rival. This is such an intense rival between these two teams that really mirror each other that it's almost unfair that it's so early in the season. And has there ever been any discussion of possibly delaying that game to move it down in the regular season?
Yes, it has, and I know Vice President Ashley Robinson has reached out to us to have some of those discussions. And I think that there are pros and cons, on both sides. The game is critically important. So when you're looking at it from a competitive standpoint, it makes absolute sense for that game to be at the end of the season. The reason why it was moved to the beginning of the season was strictly and purely financial. So when you look at risking the financial aspect of it versus having it at the end of the season where you have your traditional rivalries, you're really going to be looking at records. And records are going to be cyclical. So I think that's the question that has to be answered. Do you keep it at the beginning where you can guarantee yourself the excitement and the anticipation and the large crowd, or do you move it to the end where it could be negatively impacted by attendance, where there are some things that could be done to combat low attendance, by promotions of the game, things of that nature. But in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, it's very clear. If you win, the fans come. If you don't win, they don't come, even if it is a Texas Southern Prairie View rivalry. So we're still sorting through that and want to do what's best for the game. I know on my end we get a lot of, comments from the alumni just to see what they're thinking, what they're wanting. But we want what's best for the overall stature of that football game.
I do appreciate that and receive that quite well, sir. It's one of those games that if it's not broke, don't fix it. But then the pressure, and I think that's part of the lure of that Labor Day Classic, because there is so much riding on that what was traditionally that first week of kickoff for SWAC football, in particular with Prairie View and Texas Southern. And I know it might sound a bit ogie-fogey. I'm one for saying just let it ride, let it do what it do, and especially with the redirection of the conference now, where it's not going to necessarily matter about East and West. It's going to be how you fare out with the rest of the opponents that you play now in your conference.
Well, as an athletics director, I've been on both sides. I've been the athletics director at Prairie View, and I've been the athletics director at Texas Southern, and I don't think my mindset has changed in this regard. As an athletics director, I love having that game at the beginning because both teams significantly improves as the season goes on. So I think, it's a rivalry game, whether it's football, basketball, tennis, baseball, hopscotch. both teams are going to come out and both teams are going to play at a higher level than what they would normally play if it wasn't such a rivalry. And I always like the ability of having that game first because it can go either way. I think as the season goes on, and you can go back 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, you'll be able to identify which team is far superior at the end of the season. So I would much rather take my chances at the beginning of the season when everything is at stake, is 0 for 0. You don't know what the other person is doing. They don't know what you're doing. The rivalry is there, and the games have continued since I've been a part of this to be competitive games. I think we've only had maybe one or two that were not extremely competitive. Majority of them comes down to last field goal, last play, and I would just hate to get rid of that, overall nostalgia that we have with that game, the excitement, the fan. Our Labor Day Classic this year, tickets are going to be starting at $15. We're going to send several thousand tickets to Prairie View for students, give them a student discount as well. We'll have 22,000 people in there, and they can guarantee themselves a fun, festive football game that's going to be highly competitive. So I like it at the beginning because of those reasons. And as you stated, if it's not broke, let's not try to fix it at this point. I made that mistake when we moved the Prairie View TSU basketball game to the Toyota Center. We had large crowds, and we thought that we were going to be able to do something greater. We messed that game up, and it's just recently, almost 10 years later, been able to recover, and it still isn't quite where it was before we moved it. So I've been a part of making silly, dumb decisions that have negatively impacted the rivalry. I don't want to be a part of another.
Well, I think that's enough to, as they say, fade to the sunset on that one. Dr. Charles McCullen, Vice President of Intercollegiate Athletics, I want to thank you so much for this opportunity and want to give you moments for the last word, anything you want to share as we get ready to close out on this segment.
Yeah, well, we want to invite all of the Prairie View A&M Panthers to the Labor Day Classic this year. Tickets will go on sale on the 3rd of August. You can get them at the bookstore. We will be shipping them to the bookstore on the campus of Prairie View, and you can log on to TSU's website or BBVA Stadium, and everything is electronic now, so you don't have to physically go down and purchase your ticket. You can do everything online. We look forward to an exciting game. We know Prairie View is coming in loaded this year, Mike, and we're just going to try to keep up with it.
Man, you play possum so well, sir, but we'll say that for the Labor Day press conference. How about that?
There you go. That sounds good.
Brother, we appreciate you so much. As always, this is the Mike Prince Show, the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, trying to give you the cutting edge of what's going on, not only in the Prairie View area, but in the SWAC area as a whole. As always, you guys be blessed. We'll see you on the other side. And once again, we'd like to thank Dr. Charles McCullen and his availability, very candid, direct on some things that were being whispered in the wind. But I appreciate the fact that he was candid enough to admit where he have made some choices that were not so favorable. And hopefully things can be, I guess, for traditional purposes, stay the same with the Labor Day Classic. It is a huge draw, very strong game early for the Panthers and the Tigers, of course. You heard them say that the loser will be playing catch-up throughout the rest of the season. We got to take us another break, and we'll come back, and we'll talk a little bit about some new renovations at the Eddie Robertson Stadium down in Grambling, Louisiana. You listen to the Mike Prince Show. Keep it where you got it. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm LaTanya Chappell. I am a proud graduate of Prairie View A&M University. I am the local agent for Farmers Insurance here in Hempstead, Texas, waiting to handle your insurance needs. Here at the Chappell Agency, we offer affordable and reliable insurance for your auto, home, life, or business all across Texas. We believe in taking care of our customers like family. We will help you find the right combination of personalized insurance coverage at just the right price to fit your needs. So come on down and meet our friendly staff or give us a call at 979-826-3026. Again, 979-826-3026.
Are you looking for an affordable way to increase your business? Let the Open Mic Broadcast Network lead the way. For a customized, affordable ad campaign, call 832-213-8824.
The Open Mic Broadcast Network is a community-based radio station that was established in 2002. We have been dedicated to local, regional, and community programming with coverage for high school, collegiate sports, ministries, and information. Our goal is to provide quality, productive, and positive programming that reflects the community that we serve. Visit our website, KTORradio.com and OBNradio.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mike Prince Show. I am your host, the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter at Radio Guy. Instagram is OBN Radio. And, of course, we are on the social network of Facebook at Open Mic Broadcast Network, as well as our YouTube page, Open Mic Broadcast Network. It is OPEN, capital M-I-C. It is all one word. You lock it in, and you get a chance to keep up with all the latest and the greatest going on. And speaking of the latest and the greatest, we will be in Norfolk, Virginia on tomorrow, live in living color for MEAC Media Day 2017. Excited about the opportunity. Get a chance to speak with the commissioner, selected ball players as well as coaches, and a whole lot more. We even have plans to speak with the Celebration Bowl representation throughout this day, and it's going to be a packed day indeed. Be sure to join us live at obnradio.com. That time, again, is 9 a.m. Eastern Time. 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, 6 a.m. if you're on the West Coast. And speaking of more football news, we have announcement of the football stadium at Grambling State's Eddie Robinson Stadium is slated to be complete by August 25th with the new turf and the jumbo scoreboard that'll be allowed to be down there. And I've got to admit, as long as I've been involved with the SWAC, as long as I've been involved with the Prairie View and Grambling matchup at the State Fair Classic, I have never witnessed a game at Eddie Robinson Stadium. I have never witnessed a game there. And I thought about that during the break. I'm like, wow, as long as I've been involved with the SWAC since 1988, and I've never witnessed a game. Been there tons of times, but I've never actually witnessed a game at Eddie Robinson Stadium, because every time the Tigers and the Panthers get together is at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. And I'm going to have to try to see if that could be arranged one day to just get that experience in. But congratulations to Tiger Nation on everything that's going on. Of course, I don't have to remind you of the beautiful edifice that has been established at Prairie View A&M University, home of the mighty Panthers, and the leadership of Willie Shotgun Simmons. Practice will start August 3rd. They'll make their preparation for the Texas Southern Tigers. We heard from Dr. Charles McCullen and Texas Southern Nation as they're getting ready. They're taking a little leapfrog, if you will, taking on FAMU to get that game under their belt. So he stressed the importance, and it is a big game, very exciting game. And I'm hoping, wishing, and praying that they do not tamper with that Labor Day Classic. I know it is tempting. I know it is very intriguing, but it is a beautiful thing just the way it is. And with that being said, I believe that I am just about out of time for today. In fact, I hear my music queued up in the background, which is an indication that I've got to get out of here. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. I truly appreciate you and love the opportunity to serve you, the listening audience. Be sure to leave your message and comments on our message line at 713-570-6736. Our 24-hour low-tech app is right at your fingertips. All you got to do is lock in 605-477-5066. Until tomorrow morning, you be blessed. We'll see you on the other side.